You know that feeling when you're standing in front of some grand old building and you get the sense it's trying to tell you something? Well, you're not wrong. It is. And today, we're going to learn its secret language. Think about it. You see columns everywhere, right? On courthouses, museums, big fancy banks, these huge, impressive pillars all lined up. But how do you actually describe them? Do you just say, oh, the building with all the columns? Come on, we can do better than that. There's a way more precise and honestly, way cooler way to talk about them. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. Great, another long, boring list of fancy words to memorize. But stick with me here because it's not like that at all. It's actually a super simple, kind of beautiful system, and I promise you, once you see the pattern, you'll start seeing it everywhere. So here's the secret. It's just a simple two-part name. That's it. It's basically a code, and we're about to crack it wide open. The first part is just a number, and the second part tells you, hey, we're talking about columns. Seriously, that's the whole trick.
And here it is, the actual formula. It's so simple. All you do is take a prefix, which is just the Greek word for a number, and then you tack on the suffix style. So for instance, you take tetra, that's Greek for 4. You add style, and boom, you get tetrastyle, the official name for a building with 4 columns.
Okay, let's really nail down that second part because it's the key. The suffix style never changes. It's the constant in our little equation. It comes from stylos, an ancient Greek word that just means, well, column. So from now on, whenever you see a word ending in style, your brain should just light up and think, columns. We're talking about columns. All right, so we've got the key to the code. Now let's build up our toolkit, starting with the ones you're going to see all the time out in the real world. Let's kick things off with a super common one. So let's start with the number 4. The Greek prefix for 4 is tetra, and if that rings a bell, it absolutely should. Just think about the game Tetris. What are all those little falling blocks made of? Yep, you got it, 4 squares. So you put those two pieces together, tetra plus style, and you get tetrastyle. This is such a classic look, right? It's really balanced. You'll see it on tons of temples and public buildings that are trying to give off this vibe of stability and order. Okay, next up on our list, the number 6. The Greek prefix here is hexa. And again, I bet you already know this one. Think geometry class. A hexagon has how many sides? 6, of course. So a building with 6 columns right out front, that's a hexastyle building. This one is super popular. You see it a lot on major government buildings, big monuments, places that really want to project a sense of power and importance. And for our third big one, let's talk about the number 8. The prefix is octa, and you definitely know this from an octagon with 8 sides or an octopus with its 8 arms. See, I told you, you've basically known Greek this whole time and didn't even realize it. Now, an octa-style building with 8 columns marching across the front, that is seriously grand. This look is usually saved for the most imposing, most important buildings. We're talking about things like the Parthenon in Athens. It's just a massive statement of power, wealth, and significance. Okay, you've totally nailed the basics. I'd say you're ready to level up and get the full vocabulary. So let's do a quick run-through of the whole list, from the ones you'll barely ever see to the ones that are just absolutely monumental. So here's the first part of our official codebook. Now, some of these are pretty rare. I mean, you're not going to stumble across a hemostyle, a one-column entrance, very often. But diastyle, tetrastyle, and hexastyle, all the time. Pentastyle, the one with 5, is also a little weird because that odd number messes with the symmetry. And here's the rest of the list. Again, you've got some rare ones in here like 7, heptastyle, and 9, enneastyle. But octastyle, we know that's a classic. 10, decastyle, is an easy one to remember, right? Think decade. And 12, dodecastyle. That is just on another level. A total show of architectural muscle. All right, you've got the codebook, you understand the system, so I think it's time for a little pop quiz. Let's put this new skill to work and see if you can really speak the language of buildings now. You ready for this? Okay, first one up on the screen now. Quick, count the columns across the front of that building. Go on, I'll give you a sec. Got it? Okay, if you counted 6, you are on the right track. So, what's our word for 6? Yes, it's hexastyle. Hexa means 6. You totally got this. See? It's so easy once you know the secret. Let's do another one. Okay, how about this one? This one's a little bit grander, a little more impressive. Take a second, count them up. How many columns do you see? That's it. 8 columns, which makes it octastyle, just like our 8-armed friend. You're getting fluent in this. Okay, let's do one final one. This is for the masterclass. All right, last one, and this building is seriously impressive. Just look at that long, beautiful row of columns. Count them carefully. What's the final number? And the answer is 10. 10 columns, which makes this a Deca-style building. Amazing. You've officially cracked the column code. Now you can walk through any city and sound like you know exactly what you're talking about. And you know, that's really what this is all about. This isn't just about memorizing a bunch of weird words. It's about learning to see the world around you differently, with new eyes. You've just learned how to read the very first line of the story these amazing buildings have been telling us all along. So, next time you're out, walking through a city or just down the street, do me a favor. Look up. I guarantee you'll start noticing things you never paid attention to before. And it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other secret codes, what other hidden languages are out there, built right into our world, just waiting for us to figure them out?